What's up? I'm gonna be showing you how to take your videos from looking like this to looking like this.
To this. I think we were able to make a big difference just by making a few simple changes. So let's dive into how we did that. All right, this is our recording studio right now. This is like a 2-in-1. I'm showing you how to do it. I'm doing it for myself. It's pretty boring, not a whole lot going on. The first thing, all right, so the first thing, this is a lot of clutter. My original setup, there was nothing to it. There was no depth. So we have two problems. Either we have depth, clutter, or we have no depth, but it's clean. So we're going to fix that. I'm going to reorganize my room real quick. I'll give you one more tour. See if I can flip the camera around here. All right, peep the raw milk. We have messy bed, bookshelf. So we're going to transform the space. I'm going to do that real quick, and then I'll show you. All right, sorry about the lighting if it's bad, but I am not quite set up yet. You'll see what the end result will be. But we just moved the bed, a bunch of other stuff. The idea is we need to clear enough space here so I can have my desk here. If you can still see me, I can have my desk to the wall, and then we can see the whole back half of the room. And then I'm going to have to kind of clean and reorganize some stuff over here, show you how to set up points of interest, and really get that depth that you see in every video you watch. Okay, so we're getting there. Now we have enough space. I might have to move that. But now I have to clean up all the clutter. All right, so you can see already that just by cleaning out that space, it already looks a lot better. There's still some things that I have to touch up, but we're getting somewhere, so stay tuned. Okay, so we have things cleared out. We have our depth. I'm free to move around, whatever, but lighting is off. So we're going to change lighting. We're going to tweak with some camera setting. Okay, so we're going to finish some shit up. Get back to you. Unfortunately, lost an art project I made in high school. So, but sacrifices must be made. If you do not sacrifice for your dreams will be the sacrifice. All right, so the first thing that we need to cover is going to be the background. We started off with a horrible background. Everything was, it was clean, but there was no depth to it. There was no intrigue going on behind me. It was just a black wall. And that kind of set some problems up for lighting later. So with this, we have a little bit of depth with the room. We have a few things going on in the background, being the TV. And then we have a few things on the shelf, not a whole lot, because I didn't want it to be cluttered. I want it to be still streamlined. But the main focus is on me. However, there are things to look around the room to kind of catch your eye. Next thing is going to be stability. I have a DJI Osmo 7 gimbal that has an extension on it. So it's essentially just a tripod I have sitting on my desk. You could just use a traditional tripod. I have here a phone clamp, so this would just clamp onto your desk. You could get crafty with it and clamp it onto a lamp or anything like that. So you just want to have a stable shot. You know, if you're recording yourself, you're shaking around. So this seems a little bit more professional. So have a steady camera setup. The next big upgrade for your video is going to be audio quality. So you wouldn't listen to a video that didn't have good audio quality. So why would you want other people to? So if you can do that, it's just a subtle way to really up your production quality. And this was like, you can get them for like $50, these DJI mics. But there are some TikTok mics I see that aren't too bad. Another tip is going to be what you're wearing. You can really clean something up just by clipping a mic to your shirt. It still sounds good. Everything, my hands are free. I can express myself. The clothes I'm wearing are pretty simple. There's not a whole lot of logos. I think the stripes just contrast the room, same with the color, and they complement my features. So what you wear is important. Probably not as important as the other things, but I have some pretty crazy shirts that probably wouldn't look too good on camera. All right, so the next tip is going to be use the rear camera. I know I didn't cover this, but it's just a higher quality camera than the one you have front facing you. So use your rear camera. You won't regret it. All right, the last thing we're going to cover, and the most important, is lighting. So I have a light coming off of the camera. I have 2 lights off to the side here. I'll show you in just a second. I have no overhead lights because that will cause me to have raccoon eyes. I do want to get some RGB lights and have them around the TV, just projecting some color, add a little bit more uniqueness and contrast to the room. I'll show you what my setup is looking like right now. So I literally just have 2 lights here, and they're kind of just produced in soft light. This one's a little bit more concentrated than that one, that hit my face instead of having the overhead light. So that wraps it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate you. Drop your hate, your love, whatever in the comments. I just love reading them. Have a good day.